It's time for the Big Three in today's topics: 2016 preview, marriage crossroads, and this week's must-read. So let's bring in my Big Three panel. Political reporter for U.S. News & World Report, Lauren Fox, MSNBC contributor and former Bush-Cheney senior advisor, Robert Traynham, and professor of political science at Hiram College, Jason Johnson. Hi, guys. Good to see you all.
Hi.
Hello there.
All right, let's go first to the 2016 preview with Hillary Clinton making her first public campaign appearance Saturday since leaving the Obama administration. She publicly endorsed Terry McAuliffe for governor in Virginia. Let's take a listen to part of that.
I've been out of politics for a few years now. And I've had a chance to think a lot about what makes our country so great. What kind of leadership is required to keep it great?
And if you continue there, is this the beginning of a stump speech for herself? Oh, gosh, I didn't even say what I wanted to ask that of. I'm going to ask that of you, Jason. Sorry.
Well, you know, that's the beginning of her stump speech for 2016, but here's an even better tidbit. Earlier this week, she was in Atlanta speaking at a closed-door meeting. Not only did she say similar things about leadership and what it takes to run the country, but she kind of mentioned that Joe Biden wasn't in favor of taking out Osama bin Laden, and she was. So, yeah, Hillary's pretty much laying the groundwork for 2016. She will probably be the Democratic nominee, and she'll probably march her way into the White House unless something strange happens.
Okay, Robert, this one's to you, because we're talking about Ted Cruz today, who's launching more criticisms of Obamacare. Let's listen to what he was saying.
The only way to win this fight, and for that matter to win some of the other fights we've had, is to energize and activate the grassroots and the American people. I've traveled all over the country to town halls and rallies to make the case to the American people.
Does that sound to you like someone with an eye on 2016?
Absolutely. Look, Ted Cruz is absolutely right that you do have to energize the base. But look, the base is already energized. They're not going anywhere. There's no doubt about it that they're not going to vote for Hillary Clinton in 2016. But what the Republican Party needs to do is obviously move to the center to be able to reach out to independents and to conservative Democrats. And that's where Ted Cruz obviously does not. That's not where he fares. So, you know, the question becomes is whether or not the grassroots, grass tops organization part of the party can stay within the conservative wing, but also can the party move more to the center? And I think that's where the party needs to go.
So, Lauren, House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi said this about Hillary Clinton. Let's listen to that.
If Hillary Clinton does run, she'll be one of the best prepared people, and she will win, I believe, if she runs. She'll be one of the best prepared people to enter the White House in a long time.
Nancy Pelosi, not the first person to say they think she'd win if she runs. So do you think this is a preview of 2016, these two that we're talking about, Ted Cruz, Hillary Clinton?
Certainly we're seeing what 2016 could look like, but I think that Ted Cruz has a lot of fences to mend when it comes to the Republican Party. He certainly has the grassroots behind him, but he'll need to talk with some of his conservative colleagues, many of those in the Senate who are part of the establishment, who he's really frustrated in the last couple of weeks during this government shutdown. So I think that Ted Cruz has a long way to go, whereas Hillary Clinton is certainly the presumptive nominee here.
Well, let's switch gears now and speak of another potential 2016 candidate, that being New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, who says he will comply with that state's high court ruling legalizing same-sex marriage in the state. It begins tonight at 12:01 a.m. Robert, is same-sex marriage something the GOP as a whole will inevitably have to accept?
I totally think that within the next 2 to 5 years, the Republican Party will do a capitulation on same-sex marriage. When you take a look at the recent Pew poll out there, 52% of Americans now believe that same-sex marriage should be legal all across the country. When you take a look at Republican and conservative voters under the age of 50, the vast majority of them are in support of same-sex marriage. Me, as a gay American, obviously is very, very supportive of that. And so there's no question about it that the tide is turning and the Republican Party should get in front of it as opposed to getting behind it.
And Lauren, we have Governor Chris Christie, who says he opposes same-sex marriages. However, he does support civil unions. So this issue, certainly a hot topic, what kind of an impact could it have on him if he decides to run in 2016?
Well, he certainly has to walk a fine line here. You know, he needs to keep social conservatives at his base, and he needs to continue to have them support him. But at the same time, he's the governor of New Jersey. New Jersey residents believe 2-to-1 in gay marriage, and he's going to have to walk that fine line. So certainly civil unions has been something he has supported. But, you know, there are more than 1,000 different benefits that married couples get that civil union couples do not get. And so I think that, you know, he's walking that fine line, but he may need to get in front of this issue before 2016 if he wants to win some of these independent voters over.
Jason, I'm being told you're shaking your head. You can weigh in on this one.
Yeah, here's the thing. Chris Christie's got so many other things to worry about than gay marriage. I mean, you got to remember, Republicans, elephants never forget. There are many in the base who still don't forgive him for Hurricane Sandy and embracing Barack Obama right before the 2012 election. So gay marriage is not something that's going to be high on his radar. I think it's a losing issue for the Republican Party. Christie's got other things he's got to fix with the base before he can be a viable 2016 candidate.
Okay, so beyond Chris Christie, though, Jason, how big of an issue do you think it'll be in 2016 in general, same-sex marriage?
I think it's not going to be an issue for the Republican candidate, but they're going to have to play whack-a-mole with all the conservatives in the party who are going to say homophobic and racist things. And that's always been the challenge for a Republican nominee, not what comes out of their mouth, but what comes out of Rush Limbaugh's mouth and supporters in the party.
Interesting perspective there. Okay, guys, guess what we have coming up? The Big Three. We're going to be talking about a civil war with the must-reads next.
At Northrop Grumman, we've always